Alright, welcome back to another episode of the Shreveport Connection with Tommy. But you already knew that. Okay, WWE taped the Raw portion of this week's Superstars tonight from the Thompson Bowling Arena in Knoxville, Tennessee. Dark match was Evan Bourne defeating a returning superstar by the name of Trevor Murdoch, the former WWE Tag Team Champion, I believe. Okay, the Superstars, which will air Thursday on WWE.com. Zack Ryder gets a win over Vladimir Kozlov after help from Kurt Hawkins. Chris Masters defeats Drew McIntyre. And that's your Superstars. And now for Tough Enough results. Luke has arrived back at the house in good spirits. Jeremiah welcomes him back and everything seems to be fine with him coming back. Christina, on the other hand, not so much. When she came back, nobody seemed ecstatic that she was back, especially Ivelisse. After the opening, everyone is in the training area. They're going through some basic stuff, but tough nonetheless. Eric isn't doing very well, but everyone else seems to be doing fine. Some of them are in the ring doing rolls, but the rest are outside doing basic workout stuff, which is basically stretching. The Texas Rattlesnake enters the ring and addresses the competitors. He tells them to stay focused. Being focused is the key to doing well in this week's competition and in the industry. Now they're doing some exercise in the ring now, and after Jeremiah took multiple scoop slams, he was told he's done with it. Immediately after that, he goes to the other side of the gym and starts coughing up blood. Bill DeMott seems impressed because Jeremiah didn't quit and he didn't complain. Then they have their first commercial break. After the break, DeMott tells Jeremiah to slam the punching bag. Then drop the elbow on it from the middle rope. Jeremiah says he'd rather go from the top rope. Stone Cold and Bill DeMott are very impressed. Jeremiah misses the bag off the elbow drop because he went too far in midair. But still impressed them. Everyone else is doing fine, but Eric does a pitiful elbow. Ivelisse needs like 10 tries to get the bag up and slam it, but she does get it. She does well on the elbow drop, but favors her leg from the hamstring injury from last week. Christina does very well as she stepped it up. But she seemed to have a lot of confidence and showed some character this week, which impressed Booker T. Then they tell everyone that daily training is over. Bill DeMott notices someone is already gone. Ivelisse, who is in a room by herself. Booker and Bill go to talk to her, and she tells him that she doesn't want to quit and will not quit, but her leg is constantly in pain. Booker points out that Triple H tore the quad off of his bone and finished the match, and says that's what they do. They have to work through it. They finish talking and they go to their second commercial. Now it's time for the Life Skills Challenge. Morrison is our guest today. The contestants will be going through a rope course, which from the look of it could be the hardest thing that they will ever do yet. Stone Cold guarantees that someone will fall before this is all over. Everyone is doing well until we get to Ivelisse. She is trying very hard, but just can't seem to do it. Morrison gets up there with her and encourages her, helps her through it, and eventually she finishes. She says she doesn't know if she could have done it without Morrison. And he says he's afraid of heights, which most of them are afraid of heights. Such as myself, I'm afraid of heights. I wouldn't have been able to do it either. But he gets through it without any real problems, just taking his time. Eric tries to get through, but he's just out of it. Not going to. Christina actually walks over him and passes him, and Luke says, if that's not a metaphor on how he's been doing throughout this whole entire competition, I don't know what is. Christina finishes, and Eric is still up there. Stone Cold says he shows signs of being fantastic in the ring, but then he always ends up shitting the bed. Eric has been up there for an hour and a half now. Eventually, Stone Cold sends up help to get him down. Eric isn't happy about it, but he accepts it. Another commercial break. We're back in the training area now, and it's time for the skills challenge, which will be called Papa Squat. Groups of 4, 1 on each corner. Everyone gets on the top rope, hands above your head, and does squats until they fall. Last 2 from each group go into the finals. Andy falls first. He is pissed. Stone Cold says he liked that starting the show. Some fire. Only 3 left now. Martin, Ivelisse, and Jeremiah. Martin is the next one out, so Jeremiah and Ivelisse move on. Group number 2 now. AJ is out almost instantly. And I really think he's starting to fall behind the group. Eric can't do it, so he gets off the rope. Ivelisse, Christina, and Luke and Jeremiah are all in the finals now. But the catch is that Andy and Eric are going to run the ropes while they try to keep their balance. No squats this time. Ivelisse and Christina are out. And Luke says that Jeremiah and him are the top dogs. He says that he's the best, but Jeremiah is the only other one who sees it as good. But Luke was clearly the winner. This means Luke and Martin continue to be the only 2 people who have won skills in the bottom 3. And then the bottom 3 is up next. The Raw teaser hypes the naming of the new number 1 contender for John Cena's WWE Championship. Bottom 3 joined Austin in the ring. He asked how everyone is doing, and Eric said, rough day at the office. AJ said that he had better days, and Austin agreed. AJ said that he was here to learn from the best in the world, to be the best in the world. Austin said AJ seemed like a nice guy and really went off on him. Austin said that that was all great, but why would somebody want to pay to see him? AJ said he would inspire him in ways and as he couldn't describe. Austin said that was some good BS. Then he laughed. He asked if this was such a dream. Why hadn't AJ stood out yet? Austin ran down Eric for his conditioning. He said the ball was in Eric's court now. He stepped in front of Ivelisse and said, I really believe you belong in the ring, but I got to do what I got to do. She started to cry, and she said she understood. Bye, Ivelisse. He walked over to AJ and asked him if he wanted to hand over his belt and said, you're going to have to take it from me. Austin said watching him was like watching grass grow. Austin asked Eric if he was serious about working hard like Ivelisse had, and Eric said that he didn't want to go home. Austin said he had to because he was taking his belt. Ivelisse and Austin gave their final thoughts to end the show. And they announced that the Bella Twins and Kelly Kelly will be special guests on next week's show. And I will end it there and start my Raw on its own. Stay tuned.